Have you ever seriously asked yourself if you could beat a pro athlete, like for real? Today, we're going to dig into that. We're not just looking at viral clips. We're going to break down what makes this stuff so addictive to watch. So let's get into it. We're uncovering the formula behind a whole new kind of entertainment. Seriously, just picture it for a second. You're on the court, you hear the squeak of your shoes, the roar of the crowd is just deafening, and right across from you is Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever. The ball's in your hands. Could you actually sink the shot that beats him? Or how about this? You're at home plate, you can feel the stadium lights on you, and you're staring down Aaron Judge, a guy who literally smashes baseballs into orbit for a living. It sounds completely impossible, doesn't it? Well, a guy you've probably heard of, Mr. Beast, decided to spend millions to find out. And today, we're not just going to watch the highlights. Oh no, we are going to crack the viral code. The psychology, the setup, and the 4 key ingredients that turn these showdowns into a global phenomenon. All right, first up, let's talk about the moments we all live for. Those impossible wins where the regular person, against all odds, actually comes out on top. This right here is the heart of why these videos are so powerful. So our first matchup is a total David versus Goliath story. You've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, a 7-foot-tall NBA champion. And on the other side, Tristan, who's just described as a typical basketball player. The skill gap between these two is, well, it's almost funny how big it is. And the challenge itself? It was a simple race, and it was designed for pure drama. Starts easy with a layup, then a free throw, then a three-pointer, and it all ends with the Hail Mary, the half-court shot. First one to make all 4 wins $100,000. And you won't believe it, but it actually happened. Tristan, the average Joe, just flew through the shots while Giannis, the NBA superstar, got stuck on his free throw. Tristan sinks the half-court shot and wins. And this quote from Giannis says it all. You can tell this wasn't staged. A legend just lost to a fan, and he was genuinely, salty about it. And the upsets just kept coming. For this next one, the pressure gets turned up to 11. You've got Damian Lillard, one of the most clutch shooters in history, up against a completely random guy. But this wasn't some empty gym. No, this was in a stadium filled with almost 20,000 people watching their every single move. The rules were dead simple. The fan just had to make 1 shot before Dame made 3. Lillard actually misses a couple. The tension is just insane. The fan steps up, and he nails it. 1 shot in front of thousands of people. For this kind of life-changing money, that's the power of the underdog right there. But here's the thing, right? For those underdog stories to feel really special, they can't happen every time. You need the contrast. You need to see the raw, almost superhuman skill of the pros. So this next part, this is the reality check. And this is where that skill gap becomes just undeniable. On one side, you have Joey Chestnut, the king of competitive eating. On the other, 4 sumo wrestlers who weigh a combined 1,500 pounds. In just 10 minutes, Joey ate 46 hot dogs. The 4 sumos, together, only 33. One man absolutely crushed 4 giants. The difference here is even crazier. A team of 5 guys tried to hold their breath longer than one single world record holder. The 5 of them put together barely made it past 3 minutes. The pro, he stayed under for almost 12 minutes. I mean, that's a level of control that's just not human for the rest of us. So what happens when even a big advantage isn't enough? In the home run derby, you've got Aaron Judge versus Chandler, a guy with 1 career home run. So to make it fair, they gave Chandler 20 swings. That's double what Judge got. The whole thing is set up to give him a real fighting chance. And after those 20 swings, he hit 0. A big fat 0, not a single home run. And that's the point. Sometimes the skill gap is just a canyon that no handicap can fix. And you need these moments of total domination. They make those underdog wins we saw earlier feel that much more miraculous. So we've seen the amateurs win, and we've seen them get absolutely crushed. But what's the secret sauce that makes both of those outcomes so darn compelling? Well, that brings us to the core of this whole thing, the Mr. Beast formula. Okay, so it all boils down to these 4 things. First, massive stakes. We're talking about money that could change a family's life forever. It hooks you in. Second, a simple premise. You don't need to know the rules of baseball to understand who wins a home run derby. Anyone can get it. Third, the built-in handicap. This is so important. It gives the underdog a believable chance so we can all hope for an upset.
And finally, the masterstroke, the charity's safety net. The pros are playing for a good cause. This means there are no villains. If the pro wins, they're a hero. If the amateur wins, they're a hero. It's a perfect emotional win-win for everyone watching.
All right, so now let's see how all 4 of these pillars come together in the grand finale, a showdown against one of the most famous athletes on the entire planet. This is the formula perfected. So, pillar number 1, massive stakes. The prize for this last challenge was $500,000. The tension is immediately just through the roof. The setup was a simple shootout against the soccer icon Neymar, and they just keep moving farther back. They both score again until they get to midfield. And then, in this heart-stopping moment, the amateur, Igor, his shot lands right on the goal line. But because the whole ball didn't cross, it's a no goal. That one little technicality gives him another shot, a redo, a $500,000 shot to win it all, and he buries it. And this is just the perfect ending. Instead of being upset, Neymar was literally coaching the guy on how to beat him. This is pillar number 4, the charity safety net in action. Neymar isn't just a competitor here. He's this amazing sportsman, making the underdogs win a feel-good moment for everyone, including the superstar who just lost. So, when you mix impossible odds, relatable underdogs, huge stakes, and a setup that guarantees a happy ending no matter what, you don't just get a viral video, you get a peek into the future of entertainment. But as creators keep blurring that line between spectacle and real life, you have to wonder, are we heading for a future where entertainment is less about the game and more about the gamble? The game is definitely changing. The real question is, are we ready for what's coming next?